Welcome to Meteor Tutorials, and this tutorial is going to be all about the all stories section in the project. This is where you're going to go when you want to find your stories, essentially. Like, again, remember, if you watched the stories tutorial, or the stories tutorial, or not the stories tutorial. If you watched the sprint tutorial, that's the one. If you watch the sprint tutorial, you'll remember that when you complete a sprint, anything that had the status of done no longer showed anywhere in the backlog section or the sprint board section. But if for whatever reason you needed to still find those, this would be the place where you can go. If you notice this, you can see status as done on several of these. Okay. Now, I don't have a lot of stories in this because we're just running through this for the tutorial, but you could have tens or maybe even like 100 of stories that you worked on over the course of a year. I mean, actually, hundreds of stories over a long project is pretty likely. And then, you're going to want to find where those stories are. So here's how you do that. We have a search feature, and this really searches and filters on exactly what you type. So let's say across all of these columns, so let's say I want to know what's in sprint, what's currently in sprint 2. Here it is. Here's all the items that are in sprint 2. Here's their status. If I click on them, I can see all the details. Now, one important thing to note is you cannot you can't type in any of this, right? This is not editable. This is just to view. The all stories section is not really meant for making edits to the stories. This is really just all referential. So what you'll want is to note, okay, there's some stuff in here. I can see it. I can reference it for later, but I can't make any changes to it. So it's just important to note that that's going to be the case going through looking in these areas, right? So for instance, maybe I want to know enhanced user interface. What is everything that's in that epic, what's ever been done and what's not done, right? I can just type in enhance and do that. Maybe I'm looking for a specific one or something that's about a map. So I put in map, it'll show everything that has map in it. That's pretty much it. There's not a lot of mystery around this section. It's just a referential area where you can go find stories if you're having a hard time maybe finding them in the backlog. You have a bunch of them. You just come over here, type in kind of what you're looking for, and find your stories.